It's new, it's improved, and Snapchat users are praising the new updates and features the app has to offer. This past week, the U.S. was greeted by none other than the Argentinian father himself, Pope Francis, and he brings us a special message. And Cougars are shining in the world of sports as one of our very own has made it to the NFL. We'll tell you who, but first, some big-time business firms have made their way to campus. Hello and welcome to the first edition of Capture. I'm Jessie Gomez. We have breaking news on campus. Wednesday night, APU campus safety responded to multiple vehicle break-ins around the immediate area. Part of their timely warning read, between 1 a.m. and 7:25 a.m. on Wednesday, September 30th, several vehicle burglaries of a similar nature were reported at University Village, University Park, and Alosta Place. The suspects smashed car windows or pried open trunks, stealing property left in plain view. A male and female were seen in the crime vicinity. Azusa Police Department responded and took over the investigation. Capture also reached out to one of the victims, Noel Miranda, who says, "I was woken up to an alarm that was going off in the distance. I met the campus safety officer downstairs at my car to assess the damage. My window had been smashed, my trunk had been opened, my car had essentially been cleaned out." Campus safety and the Azusa PD are still currently looking for the suspects. APU students had the opportunity to interact with top-notch business firms this week. Caitlin Slater has all the details on the Meet the Firm event.
Thanks, Jessie. I'm here live in front of the Wilden School of Business, where APU is hosting their very first Meet the Firms event. Meet the Firms is the first major event held in the newly renovated building. To find out more about the night's significance, we spoke with event coordinator and accounting professor, Dr. John Thornton.
One of the things we really want to do is have our students placed before they graduate. And so with 15 firms, this is our inaugural event, but we've got 15 public accounting firms. Some of these firms have hired as many as 6 of our students last year. So a lot of times they'll take more than one student. And so again, we want to showcase to our current students and students thinking about accounting that there are great opportunities here.
The evening was hosted by the Accounting Honor Society and has been in the works for years. Business majors had the opportunity to interact with accounting firms from all over, including KPMG, PwC, and Deloitte, as well as other national and regional firms. Rochelle Little, the president of the Accounting Honor Society, shares about what it is like to see the event come together.
Yes, so Meet the Firms is kind of held everywhere amongst different schools. One thing I learned last year in my own journey of getting recruited by firms is that we do not have a ton of exposure at APU. So in my position this year as president of AHS, Dr. Thornton and I basically talked and we decided we need to do Meet the Firms. We're finally at a size where we can have firms come in and do recruiting and do interviews. So yeah, we're really excited to just get more access for the students.
Thanks for that, Caitlin. And now moving on to APU athletics. We have a very special update to report. Former star running back Terrell Watson earned a spot on the Cincinnati Bengals 10-man practice squad after an impressive preseason run, combining for 130 rushing yards on 25 carries over 3 games. The Cougars' all-time leading rusher signed with the Bengals as a free agent in the spring. Here's a Capture exclusive on his first NFL snap.
I remember lined up across this ready, set hike, and I go up and the quarterback is killed. You know, the blitzing linebacker coming, and I didn't even see it because I was, in this moment, I was so tunnel vision in what I was doing, and I was just like, kind of like in a surreal moment, like, wow, I'm on the field with an NFL football helmet on TV. And I remember that my sideline started yelling at me, like, Terrell, did you not see that, blah, blah, and all this stuff happened. And I remember after that game, I was always myself, just nothing else worse could happen. Your first snap, you get the quarterback killed. Great, Terrell. So after that, it's just embracing the moment and just being in the moment while I'm out there playing and not thinking about what's going to happen the next snap or where I'm going to mess up. It was just out there playing, and I'm honestly really blessed to be able to play for the Cincinnati Bengals, and even being on the practice squad. It's a great learning experience about how the NFL is and what to expect.
APU reporter Toph Buzzard joins us with a rundown of this weekend's action in sports. Toph?
Fall sports are in the thick of conference play with a full slate of home games this Saturday. Men's and women's soccer will take on Concordia. This will be the first meetings between the two teams as Concordia has entered the Pac West. It'll be a 3-year transition process for them. The football team will also take on Central Washington, kickoff at 6 p.m. Follow all the live updates from Citrus Stadium on kpuradio.com.
Volkswagen is under fire after an emissions scandal affects 11 million of their vehicles worldwide. Diesel engines were releasing 35 times the legal limit of dangerous gases and were equipped with fraudulent software. This past September, the German car company received a notice from the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency confirming that their vehicles did not meet emission standards. Last week, CEO Martin Winterkorn took full responsibility for the unusual findings in diesel engines and requested a termination for his position as CEO of the Volkswagen Group. Volkswagen claims that updated software will be ready in a matter of days. And Pope Francis, the most popular pope in a generation, just finished his 6-day tour in the United States. Francis spent 2 days each in Washington, D.C., New York, and Philadelphia to meet with political figures and address crowds. Nonetheless, the Pope took time out of his busy trip to kiss children and give hugs. The pontiff shared his messages of hope and addressed topics like climate change and giving to the poor. But before he left, Francis gave a final goodbye on Twitter by saying, "May the love of Christ always guide the American people. Hashtag God bless America." And now moving on from national politics back to our very own campus. Both Capture and our friends over at the Claws had the chance to look closer into APU's Student Government Association. Capture reporter Mandy Mayfield sat down with some of the executives to dig deeper into how students can get involved.
Every year, a team of 24 students work for the Student Government Association here on campus. These members work as advocates for the student body, attempting to bridge the gap between the students and the administration. SGA encourages students to come in and discuss their on-campus passions with members.
Well, repetitive goals that the communication team typically has for SGA is for the student body to know what we do and for the student body to have an idea that they can come to us and ask for change, and we can help implement that sort of change. And I think that would be really ideal if people could know that we were an outlet for them and we could be a bridge for them to the faculty.
Students can partner with senators to create a resolution.
So every week on Wednesday nights in Ronald Boardroom, we have a business meeting. It goes from 4:30 to 6:30, and they're completely open to the student body to come and observe. And during those, we kind of talk about what's happening on campus. We pass resolutions and discuss different changes that we want to make and kind of bring the information that the senators and other members have gotten from offices on campus, and we kind of discuss what that could look like for the student body.
Last year, SGA passed a resolution and was able to implement more freshman RA training that was geared towards diversity. Other projects rarely recognized as being pushed through by SGA include Dillon Rec Center and the water feature added outside the Darling Library.
For more information on how to get involved, visit apusga.org or stop by the SGA office on Cougar Walk. And selfies are jumping to the next level as the Snapchat app made updates for its users last week. Snapchatters can now view extra news content and view more snaps by using extra replays.
Take your selfie to the next level with the new Snapchat update. Snapchatters can now add selfie lenses, browse through extra news content from icons like Taste Made, Daily Mail, and Comedy Central. For the first time, Snapchatters can pay just 99 cents and receive an extra 3 snap replays. To activate lenses, press and hold the screen to display the selfie options. If you just want to go for a swim, perhaps send some affection, feeling under the weather, or just craving a snack, well, Snapchat's got you covered. Happy snapping.
And speaking of Snapchat, make sure to follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and Snapchat at APU Capture. And please remember to like our page on Facebook so you don't miss a thing. That's all we have for this edition, and thank you for watching Capture.